My God, I hate drugs.
We begin with another remark from President Rodrigo Duterte, grabbing headlines and ending up being a joke. In a speech at an awarding ceremony for organizers of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit held in Manila last year, the president, known for hating drugs and keen on ending the country's drug problem, said he uses marijuana. Mr. Duterte explained this helps him keep up with his hectic schedule, just like his experience at the recent Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in Papua New Guinea. Here's the president in his own words.
Start at 8:30, pero wala namang gumigising ng 8:30. The idea it should be 9. 9, tapos the next meeting would be lunch, then 2:30, then another one and 4:30. Apat lang, pero kung every 30 minutes. Nakita man ninyo? It's a killing activity. And I think my age, ako hindi masyado. Kasi nagmamariwana ako para magising. Sa ibang hindi na kaya.
In a chance interview with reporters after a separate event, President Duterte clarified his statement.
Ganon ako. No, you don't bind me with your kung sabihin ninyo na joking or not, I do not mind.
But it was, right, a joke?
It was a joke. Of course it was a joke. Pero nobody can stop me from just doing my style. Minsan sabi ninyo, misogynist ako, magbiro ako ng gano'n. That's my style. It's too late to change. If I want to joke, I will joke. Joke-jokein mo. Ngayon, kung maniwala kayo, kayo.
The president has said in the past that he is against recreational marijuana, but he is open to legalizing medical marijuana. More revelations as the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee wraps up its investigation into the drug shipments in the country. Our George Cahiles tells us more.
As the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee terminates its hearing on the illegal drug shipments in the Philippines, Senator Richard Gordon urges government agencies to run after Chinese national Casey Chan, also known as Albert Tan, dismissed police officer Eduardo Asierto, and former PIDEA Deputy Chief Ismael Fajardo.
Are you working with DOJ? Are you working with the NBI? Are you working with the PNP? Is Customs working with the PNP on this matter? You know, we have to show the people that we damn care.
Chan is said to be the one who imported the 11 billion peso shabu shipment that slipped past customs, while Asierto and Fajardo allegedly facilitated the entry of the contraband in the country.
Sino talaga nagpasok ng mga droga na yan?
Si Colonel Asierto, Your Honor, ang nagbigay lang po ng kliyente.
Based on the Immigration Bureau's information, Chan was on its blacklist as early as March 2000. They are still finding out how he managed to return to the Philippines after that.
Paano nakabalik?
Involuntary deportation, Your Honor, there is a prescription period for the request for the lifting of blacklist, which is a remedy available for foreigners.
So you think na-lift yan?
I think it was lifted.
What was also exposed during the hearing is that some local banks allegedly allowed Chinese nationals to open accounts through agents. The Anti-Money Laundering Council also cites that some Filipinos allow foreign nationals to use their bank accounts.
Account holders are being used and other Filipinos are being used to open bank accounts. It's more of pahiram yung account, Mr. Chair.
I'm not aware of that practice, but as far as I'm concerned, we do not allow that. We do not practice that in our branch.
Gordon says he intends to release the full report and his recommendations on the issue within the month. George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
Some good news for commuters. Transport regulators ordered the rollback of jeepney fares to 9 pesos in 4 Luzon regions. In a resolution, the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board says this will take effect immediately upon publication in a newspaper of general circulation. The benchmark Dubai crude oil has gone down by 14% to an average of $68 per barrel in November from $79 per barrel in October. The fare cut comes less than a month after an increase was carried out. Just last month, regulators allowed jeepney drivers and operators to charge a minimum fare of 10 pesos in Metro Manila, Central Luzon, Calabarzon, and Mimaropa. Heads up, motorists, oil companies carry out another hefty price cut for the 8th straight week. Gasoline is cheaper by 2 pesos per liter this week. Meanwhile, diesel prices are also lower by up to 2 pesos and 10 centavos per liter. And kerosene prices also down by 2 pesos per liter. The recent price cuts reflect movements in the international oil market. President Duterte leads the Christmas celebration in Malacanang through the lighting of a Christmas tree. The president initially announced a 40,000 peso bonus for employees under the office of the president, but it was raised to 50,000 pesos when presidential daughter and Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte said that was the same amount she gave to city employees. The president also joined the choir in singing a Tagalog love song. Watching the newsroom on CNN Philippines. Now, most of the illegal foreign workers recently arrested came in as tourists. Amid the rising number of foreigners in the country, the Immigration Bureau says it has been tightening security and screening process at airports. Our Caroline Bonquin tells us more.
The government relies on immigration personnel at airports to prevent unwelcome or illegal aliens from entering the country. In these counters, each foreigner is grilled to make sure the visitor will not be a source of concern.
Anong gagawin mo dito? Where will you stay? Who are you going to visit? Pag nakita po na may mga inconsistencies dun sa sagot ng foreign national, ina-exclude po natin yan dahil threat po ito sa ating bansa.
But with a big volume of Chinese nationals arriving wanting to enter the country, immigration officials are having difficulty processing their entry. One major challenge, language barrier. Immigration agents say a big number of Chinese don't speak English, and this makes the process difficult.
The usual question is, how long will you be staying here? So, pag ang passenger kasi is limited to answering that question, that's a very basic question. So, it goes a long way po eh.
Immigration officials have posted interpreters in international airports to cope up with the surge of Chinese tourists, which have grown to 1 million this year. This is one of the efforts to determine if they're really entering as tourists. From January to October, immigration authorities rejected the entry of around 3,000 foreigners because they failed immigration screening. Chinese nationals comprise the biggest at 66%, followed by Indian nationals at 12%.
If a passenger is posing as tourist po, and then we cannot establish their financial capacity, their mental capacity nila to be staying here in the Philippines for a span of time that they want, yun po yung some grounds of exclusion.
Immigration officials say the bigger concern is going after foreigners who engage in illegal activities once they get in. They enter with a valid tourist visa and complete documents. But despite rigid screening, a number of them are caught illegally working or operating an illegal business. And this is where the challenge lies. The Immigration Bureau has only less than 2,000 personnel nationwide to monitor the movements of all foreigners.
The main problem is the ones who go here na naka-tourist visa lang tapos nagtatrabaho sila. It's really that the intention of these foreign nationals to go here by presenting complete documents, they have their visas already issued by the foreign post.
In a Senate hearing on an immigration bill, officials admitted lacking the technology that will automatically alert them against overstaying aliens. That's why they're calling on the public to help in the crackdown against foreigners involved in illegal activities. Caroline Bonquin, CNN Philippines.
We are still months away from the midterm elections, but it's not too early to get to know next year's senatorial aspirants. CNN Philippines gathered some of them in the first senatorial forums. Magdalo Representative Gary Alejano, Senator Bam Aquino, former PNP and Bucor Chief Ronald Bato de la Rosa, human rights lawyer Chel Jokno, Senator J.D. Ejercito, former Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile, former Senator Sergio Osmeña, and former presidential political advisor Francis Tolentino, all weighing in on current economic and political issues facing the country. Now, catch the full replays of the CNN Philippines presentation, The Filipino Votes, the Senatorial Forum on Wednesday and Friday at 2 to 4 p.m. and on Sunday at 7 to 9 p.m. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana confirms the return of the Balangiga bells to the country next week. Speaking at a meeting in Ormoc City this morning, Lorenzana said a simple ceremony will be held at Villamor Air Base upon the arrival of the bells from the United States on Tuesday, December 11th. The bells will be turned over by President Duterte to the people and church leaders of Balangiga town in eastern Samar not later than December 15th. Since 1989, various groups have been lobbying for the return of the bells. It was taken by American forces in 1902 as a war trophy after the Philippine-American War. Wildlife experts are examining a 500-kilogram saltwater crocodile that was caught on Saturday on Balabac Island, south of Puerto Princesa City, Palawan. The crocodile, measuring 15.6 feet, is suspected of attacking and killing a fisherman last week. The reptile was brought to the crocodile farm in Puerto Princesa, where experts will conduct tests to see the contents of its stomach. 30 families who were displaced by a massive landslide in 2014 in Catbalogan City, Samar, finally get their permanent shelter. Non-government organization Gawad Kalinga and the city government formally turned over the housing units to them over the weekend. The housing project was funded by Malaysia-based Berjaya Corporation. The beneficiaries helped in the construction along with other volunteers.